Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday and happy continuation of Gelip month. Today on Sunday School, we are continuing with all of this beautiful Gelip education, and we are going to be talking about sizing and fitting these Gelip tips to your client for that truly custom fit. And I'll be covering a couple little tips and tricks and some things maybe you haven't thought of to get these on your client as best as you possibly can. Let's get started. So, let's look at a box of Gelip, shall we? When we look at this box, you can see that they are sized from 0 to 9, 0 being the largest, 9 being the smallest. So when you're at your pinkies, you're looking at your 9s, and your thumbs, you're looking up here at your 0s. Now, don't forget, when we're sizing these Gelip tips, we are not sizing them all the way back to the cuticle. We are applying them away from the cuticle a little bit so that we can blend them and overlay them for a beautiful finish. So when we're sizing these to the client's nail, we shouldn't be sizing them all the way back here. We need to be sizing them a couple millimeters away from the cuticle because that's where we're going to be applying them. So when we're looking at how it looks when it's actually sized onto the nail properly, it should really just meet the sidewalls pretty perfectly. It shouldn't go over the sidewalls and it shouldn't be shy of the sidewalls because we don't want to create any notches on the actual shape. It needs to fit comfortably. It shouldn't pinch down. You shouldn't feel it almost clicking onto the nail because that would be too tight. If it's too tight, you need to go a size up. And if it goes a size up and it maybe goes over the sidewalls a little bit, but it fits really comfortably on the barrel of the nail, you can always take a nail file and just file away the edges a little bit to make it a little bit thinner so that it fits really comfortably on the nail for a custom fit. The other really great thing about the Gelip's special ABS plastic is that it's very moldable and very flexible. So if you have a client that has a very pronounced barrel to their nail, their sidewalls curve down quite a bit and the high point of their nail is quite high. We have a big curve here. If this, looking at it from the planar side, if it's too flat, what you can do is actually roll it and pinch it. And when you roll it and pinch it, it's going to create a little bit more of that barrel shape so that it's going to hug the nail and fit a little bit more comfortably. And you're not going to have to fight the tip to get it on there without any bubbles on the sidewalls or any potential issue areas from the gel maybe not being able to get everywhere you need it to go. And alternatively, if your client's nails are extremely flat and you're having too many issues with it having too much space in the center and you need the tip to be flatter, you can place it on your tabletop or any hard surface and just press down. Give it a couple little pulses and the plastic will kind of flatten so that you can more comfortably fit that natural nail. Remember, we're not supposed to have a ton of product in between that Gelip tip and the natural nail. It's meant to be applied very close and then we're applying product over it. So it should be a very comfortable fit flat onto the natural nail. And we do also get a lot of questions about ski slope nails. So those natural nails where when you're looking at them from the side, when they grow out, they tend to grow upwards. That can be a very hard shape to fit and apply gel-lips onto, or any kind of soft gel extension. So typically what I would recommend to people if they have very extreme sloping, one is to shorten the nail as much as possible before sizing your gel-lip tips to go on, because that's going to eliminate a lot of that ski sloping shape. Or two, if it's still something that you can't really avoid, to actually take your Gelip bond base and do a little bit of a structural application on top of that ski slope nail so that you have a little bit of a smoother surface, and then apply your Gelip tip over top of that cured structural application, just so it's a little bit easier. You already have gel that's cured on there. You don't have to put a ton of gel on and worry about it either like flooding or pooling or giving your client a really bad heat spike because there's so much gel. It's just going to give you a little bit of an easier time, and it will allow the Gelip tip to apply very straight. And again, on the other side of this conversation, if you have clients whose nails kind of curve down, if their free edge points downwards, and you're having issues getting that Gelip bond base or your mochi bond to actually get to the free edge of the nail, what you can do is either take a little bit of the bond mochi, or you can take a little bit of your Gelip bond base after you've done your cured layer on top of that natural nail. Before you apply your tip, put a little bit of uncured gel on the very edge of the nail, just like that, kind of like a little break wall. And it creates a little bit of a reprieve. So if you have the tip coming down and you're pressing down, the gel that's underneath the actual tip will come down and it will join that little break wall that you've created at the tip of the nail. So you don't have to fight the gel to get all the way down. It's just kind of meeting what you've already put there. And then you can cure it in place and it's a little bit more easier for you that way. And yes, we totally understand that when you buy these Gelip boxes, there are certain numbers that are always going to run out a little bit faster for you, which is why we offer all the tips in individual size replacement packets. So you don't have to buy a brand new box every single time. I just like packing up on the fours. The fours are kind of my very common shape and length and size that fit me very best. So I always buy some backups of these fours. And then you don't have to buy an entire new box. You can just get the sizes that you need. So there you go, a couple cute little tips and tricks on how to make these Gelip tips size very well for you so you get the best fit possible. As always, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, we have our cute little question box right up here. Feel free to drop your questions in there and I'll do my very best to get back to you by the end of the day. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your work week and we will see you for the next episode of Sunday School. Take care.